Hello, hello, and God bless. Just know that some people are not ready to experience a person like you. Some people have only seen or imagined a person like you through their experiences, through what they want to believe, through the few people that they came in contact with, assumptions that they made. Some people don't want to incorporate the fact that there are people like you who don't fit the images that they wanted, that have more knowledge than expected, more ambition, more know-how, more goal-orientated. Sometimes God has blessed, especially His children, with the abilities. Actually, when you've been in very low places, you have the ability to succeed almost any circumstance. So there are things. The bottom taught me a lot. There are things in us that people who've never experienced the low or the lack of certain things could never understand that those things can be incorporated in almost every situation. If given the opportunities, we would be some bad bosses, CEOs, corporate managers. I think this is what they're afraid of. But we have some things in us that if you can scratch your way from the bottom to the top, or just still be even level-headed throughout everything that we experience, it does make you a very strong person. And basically, there's just some people who are not ready to accept that, even with it all around them. They turned their eye, they ignored it, they watched channels that did not speak on it, on our progress. And they just wanted to believe a certain way about a certain group of people, certain people, and sometimes just you. Sometimes people in your family just wanted to believe you, that you were the Cinderella. You were not supposed to succeed. You were not supposed to be acknowledged as being a woman or a man, or having strength or knowledge, or succeeding or accomplishing. They did a lot to hold you back and hold you down, and they just built their whole identity around that, around holding you down and holding you back, and gaslighting you and making sure you don't see your worth. And this worth is in everybody. But they didn't want you to see it because you had something in you that everybody didn't have. That if you just had the basic necessities, you were going to excel as you are now doing. And just basically, is not to brag. And I advise you not to brag, not to not to be arrogant, and just to understand that some people can take just you being proud of yourself, being happy of yourself, knowing yourself well, as a threat, as arrogance, as if you think you're better than them. Some people have these positions, they know they're not intelligent, they know somebody gave it to them, and you scare them because now you have everything that they lack. Prior to any assistance, prior to any training. So once you train and stuff, you're going to excel. You're going to just blow the top off of everything, and then you're going to expose and help other people who were held back, who were not in this popular group that even we grew up in. It's not just this generation. A lot of things were through popularity and who knew who and who could pull who through, leaving certain people out of the calculation. And I don't know if you want to call those people God's children or what they were trying to hold back, but the greatest makes people feel insecure, especially when things come easy to them. So you don't want to, I know you just want to brag, like I finally feel good about myself. I finally feel secure about myself. I know myself. I'm proud of my knowledge. I'm proud of overcoming what I overcame. I forgive myself. All these things are threatening to people who have not found that in themselves. So when you're just around people who's shady and want to investigate you and just want to use your life as a definition of their life or competition of their life, it's just best to be quiet. You try to surround yourself with people like you so that you can express yourself, journal, pray. You just, like I said, the smallest thing is being like flamboyant to them. Anything. I swear it doesn't matter. Like being a size 8, and most of them are a size 9. Still being healthy at an age where most of them are losing, their health or whatever. You would be amazed at the stuff that people find offense to, because they actually find offense to your existence. So whatever you do while you exist is going to offend them. So the last thing you want to do is, you're already shining. They already see it. You don't need to convince anybody. And if you did, just convince them with your actions. Keep working hard, because each time, each one of us, one of God's children, make it a little bit further. We make it a little bit easier and a little bit more possible for the next. Each time a barrier is broke. Each time, what is the word? When somebody reaches a lap faster than somebody else, or does more dunks than somebody else. I'm not a sports person, but any of that stuff gives a door, or something to reach that seems possible now for the next person, and now they may excel that. So any little thing, so each day, each moment that you can try to better yourself and inspire your families and show people that it's possible, you just do that without bragging. And that's what they say. When you're wrong, admit it, and when you're right, be quiet. When you're wrong, don't cry about it, and when you're winning, be quiet, because there's a lot of people watching and they see it. If you see it and you know it and you acknowledge it, and you're getting these awards and different things like that, and reviews, and acknowledged by people who don't have reason to be in competition with you, they just see you for you, and your work for your work, and your heart for your heart, and your spirit for your spirit. It speaks volumes. It's in you inspiring people, and expressing your love for God, or whatever type of things like that. People see it, people feel it. There's no reason to overdo it or over explain it. Just being you is fantastic. Being you after all the different things that we've endured and experienced, and the places that we come from, and the systems and projects that they had made for us to fail, it speaks volumes. So just be you, look the best you can, look polished, and be ready for whatever God has ahead of you. And do it silently, but do it actively, where you're constantly improving yourself, improving your knowledge, and different things like that. I just wish you the best on this journey. Love, wealth, and happiness all the way. Good, positive people that you don't have to hold back or walk on eggshells or hold back your enjoyment for life. But even some people that you think you can trust, you still need to hold back, because everybody's not proud of you. Everybody didn't expect you to go further than them. Some people thought they were the strength. And there's sometimes that people have been my strength, and then when they become a low place, I have to learn to be their strength as well. You got to know that when people have your back, they have a back too. So that's also empowering. That we also have to find our strengths, that we're not always the victim. We're not always the one that needs to be pulled up and supported. We also pull up and support other people, because just as easy as you fall down, there are going to be times where they need to fall and lean on somebody. Even the toughest, baddest people, older sisters, brothers, all that, mothers, fathers, all that. So I love you. God bless. And that was just on my heart. I stopped my reading and my knowledge just to share that with you, because I know it's very hard out here. It's very hard to know yourself, to love yourself, to trust your gut, to trust God, to keep going. There's so many distractions, and people who you just there's just so many people, like you would just think it's a one or two people thing. So many people involved in this system to hold you down. So many people don't like to see you in peace and happiness, and not thinking that you're not doing something right. Especially they want us to feel like we're being inadequate. We're not measuring up, and we should be shameful, or we should be ashamed, or we need them for something. They're more intelligent and more knowledgeable. Because some people do live like that. So for you not to, you are going to offend people. And I've noticed sometimes people presence of me just makes their hearts boil, like the witches just almost just jump out of their skin, and the devils just jump out of their skin. They got to bring up how much they're connected to God. They just feel uncomfortable around me. And that's not my goal, to make anybody feel uncomfortable around me. I don't feel flawless. I don't feel as if God picked me because I was better, greater, or smarter. And I don't feel like I made different things happen because I was greater, better, or wiser than anybody. I just feel like I trust Him along the way, scared as hell. But you don't have anybody or anything else that you know you can lean on. You have to lean on what you can lean on and what you were raised to lean on. And then I understand that these people were raised a certain way, and it hurts some people to know that their belief system or what their parents taught them is incorrect, But it just shows who was taught correctly when actually what was taught to you actually works, actually is the truth, actually is a loving way of being, and doesn't promote hatred or that one person has to lose in order for somebody to win, or a group of people have to lose in order for a group of people to win. So that's it. I love you. God bless, and continue doing you. I think you're doing awesome. I think you're doing great. I think we all are making great improvements. If we can just get some sort of free mental health care, recovery, drug abuse, parenting assistance for single mothers, safe housing, food boxes delivered to people who are hungry, who don't have vehicles. Everybody don't have vehicles. Everybody don't know how to drive. I just think those are small things, those holes in the system that are made for us to fall. If they could just be filled in, would change so many lives. I mean, there are some people who would be rebellion and not want their lives changed and be happy and satisfied with where they are. But there are so many people who want better but just don't have those opportunities because they fell in these different holes, or something traumatic happened that they don't know how to heal from mentally and physically. And we're just often just taught wrong. We've had toxic generations before this generation. We can't just call it this generation. Somebody raised this generation. So I love you. God bless you. I wish you the best and success through anything that you do, anything that you experience, and take it upon yourself to figure out and find ways to get through it. I love you. God bless.